Do you feel like fear is holding you back from living your best life? Imagine facing every challenge with the calm, unshakable courage of a samurai. In this video, we'll uncover the timeless teachings of Miyamoto Musashi to help you overcome fear and unlock the warrior within you. Step 1. Face the void. Miyamoto Musashi, who was one of the best samurai ever, talked a lot about the void. In his famous book, The Book of Five Rings, the void is not just nothing. It's a state of total openness, a place where anything is possible and nothing is set in stone. To get over your fear, you must first face this gap and accept what it means. What does it mean to look into nothingness? It was about getting rid of the illusions, distractions, and ties that make the mind cloudy for Musashi. Fear often grows in the dark corners of doubt, and the stories we tell ourselves about failing, losing, or not being good enough make them even worse. To face the void, you have to step into the unknown, not as an enemy to be defeated, but as a master to be understood. The gap stands for what we don't know, and being brave means facing what we don't know. At its core, fear is often a reaction to things we can't see or control. When we accept the void, we let go of the need for confidence and learn to trust that we can handle any situation. Musashi thought that a fighter should learn to be at ease when things are hard and to stay steady when the ground moves. When you face the void, you have to stop the noise of the outside world and your own thoughts. One strong way to do this is to meditate. When you're still, you can look at your fears without judging them and see them for what they are, passing thoughts and feelings. By doing this, you start to loosen your grip on fear and make room for insight and action. This way of life was shown by Musashi's life. Even though he fought over 60 duels, many of them to the death, he was always cool. He wasn't cocky about his confidence. It came from a deep knowledge of who he was and how everything changes. He knew that fear could only keep him in line if he let it. To face the gap is to leave the safety of what you know and enter the realm of what is possible. It's not about getting rid of fear. It's about using it to help you grow. First, ask yourself, what fears am I trying to avoid? Well, eyes past them, you'll find the answer in the void. Step 2. Master your breath. Even though breathing is the most basic thing we do, we often forget how much power it has over our minds and bodies. Miyamoto Musashi said that controlling your breath was important in all parts of life, not just battle. He knew that breathing is the link between the mind and the body, a tool that can calm a tense mind and get the body ready to move. Mastering your breath means taking charge of how you feel inside. Fear often makes you breathe quickly and shallowly, telling your body that you are in danger even when there isn't a real threat. This physical response makes fear worse, making a loop that can be hard to break. To break out of this cycle and regain control, you can actively control your breath. Musashi thought that breathing should be in sync with action and goal. He would control his breathing to stay cool and focused when things were getting tense. Diaphragmatic breathing, which is also known as belly breathing, is one way to work on this. To do this method, take deep breaths in through your nose, let your stomach expand, and slowly let them out through your mouth. Picture your fears going away with each exhale and your confidence rising with each inhale as you do this. Musashi knew that the best way to stay calm and full of energy in fight was to control his breathing. In the same way, learning to control your breath can help you deal with stressful events calmly. Take deep breaths before a tough talk, a big decision, or an unexpected challenge. This will help you stay grounded and avoid feeling scared. Spend a few minutes a day doing focused breathing exercises to make this a regular part of your life. Close your eyes, find a quiet place to sit, and take deep breaths while counting each one. This practice will become automatic for you over time, giving you a strong way to deal with fear and stay focused. Follow Musashi's advice and be disciplined in this exercise. Like a fighter sharpens their sword, you should get better at controlling your breath. You will be able to face your fears with the calm strength of a samurai if you learn these skills. Step 3. Commit fully to the moment. For samurai, being fully present was important to their survival. Musashi's ideas teach us that fear usually comes from either thinking too much about the past or too much about the future. To get over our fears, we need to focus on the here and now. Being present is a skill. It takes work all the time to keep your attention on what's in front of you. Fear can't hold you back when you're in the present because you can't think about what-if situations. The duels that Musashi fought showed that this was true. In the famous fight between Musashi and Sasaki Kojiro, he was late, so Kojiro had to wait. Not Musashi, though. He stayed cool and in the present, using the situation to get his opponent's attention. It was more than just physical strength that helped him win. Mindfulness is a good way to develop present. Make use of all of your abilities. Pay attention to what you see, hear, and feel. If you start to think about your worries or fears, gently bring your attention back to the job at hand. This practice makes it easier for you to stay grounded over time. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain, Musashi wrote. You can be free of fear on the path of presence, which lets you make decisions with trust. Step 4. Understand fear as an illusion. Sense is strong, but sight is weak, Musashi wrote. This realization shows a deep truth about fear. It's usually just a dream, a skewed view of reality that our minds make up. To get over your fear, you need to understand this idea. Fear makes the unknown seem bigger and turns options into certainties. In this way, it tells us that we can't do anything and that failure is unavoidable. But how often do these fears come true? Most of the time, our fears are just in our minds. Practice telling the difference between fact and fiction to see fear for what it is. When you feel afraid, ask yourself, what proof is there for this fear? What is the worst thing that could happen? How likely is it that it will happen? This analytical method, which comes from Musashi's logical way of thinking, helps to make fear less mysterious. In fight, Musashi had to be able to see through the tricks his opponents used. He was aware of tricks, feints, and psychological strategies for what they were. The way he stayed grounded in reality changed the course of many arguments. Use what you've learned in your own life. Pause and think again when fear gets in the way of your judgment. Keep in mind that fear is often just a thought and not a real thing. By doing this, you get back the power to reply instead of react. Musashi's wise words teach us to see fear as a shadow that goes away quickly. It goes away when reason and bravery shine on it, showing the way forward. Step 5. Sharpen your weapon. Sailor swords are a reflection of who they are. If you want to face your fears with courage, you need to sharpen your own weapon, which is your skills, knowledge, and readiness. Fear usually comes from feeling like you're not good enough or ready. By committing to improving yourself, you gain the skills you need to get past your fears. Musashi was more dedicated to mastery than anyone else. He worked on his technique and plan over and over again until they were automatic. He went into fights with complete confidence because he had trained so well. Figure out what your weapon is in life. It could be a job-related skill, a relationship strength, or a way of thinking that helps you reach your goals. Set aside time every day to make this tool sharp. Learn, practice, and ask for help. There is less room for fear to take hold when you are ready. Being ready also means thinking about problems that might come up and making plans for what to do if they do. Musashi's approach stressed being flexible and ready for anything that could happen. By getting the information and skills you need, you build up a base of confidence that fear can't easily shake. Do nothing that is of no use, as Musashi taught us. If you prepare in a meaningful way, you will be strong and sure of yourself when you face any task. Step 6. Transform fear into resolve. Fear has power. Musashi's philosophy tells us to turn this energy into resolve instead of letting it stop us. Resolve is the will to act even though you're scared, to turn your fear into useful action. This idea was shown through Musashi's life. Even though each duel meant life or death, he used his fear to focus more and get better at following his feelings. He didn't let fear control what he did. Instead, he used it to get clear and strong. Change the way you think about fear to turn it into determination. Think of it as a sign of growth and a task that you should face instead of avoiding. When you feel scared, think about your goals and ideals. Why does this matter to me? For what am I ready to fight? No matter how small, you need to take action. Taking action breaks the grip of fear and gives you energy instead. As you take a step forward, your resolve grows and your fear fades. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men, Musashi wrote. The way to win is to turn your fear into determination. This will help you beat yourself and the problems you face. Step 7. Embody the Warrior's Code. The Warrior's Code, which is a set of rules that lead actions and choices, is at the heart of Musashi's philosophy. You must live by this code with respect, discipline, and purpose if you want to get over your fear. The Warrior's Code is a moral guide that helps people make decisions when they're not sure what to do. When you feel scared, the code tells you of your promises to be brave, honest, and persistent. Fear can't move you from your road because it holds you down. Musashi's code stressed independence and inner power. He thought that a real warrior looked inside themselves for direction and trusted their own beliefs over outside influences. By working on these traits, you build up a strength that fear can't break through. Set your own rules if you want to live by the Warrior's Code. Why do you live the way you do? Write them down and think about them every day. Think about these ideas when you're scared and make choices and take actions based on them. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain, Musashi taught us. Your path is the Warrior's Code, which gives you a way to live with courage and honesty. You can learn to get over your fears like a fighter by following these 7 steps. Musashi's teachings show you how to be brave, disciplined, and in charge of yourself, giving you the strength to face life's obstacles with the heart of a warrior. Take a deep breath, focus on the present moment. Know that fear is just a dream. Sharpen your weapon, turn fear into resolve, and live by the Warrior's Code. The road may be hard, but the rewards are unmatched. A life with meaning, strength, and being yourself without fear.